Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sober Dad Sunday. My name is Matt, and I am a dad of three kids. You can see behind me here. I am a sober person. I've been in recovery from alcohol for a little over 2 years now, and it is Sunday. You don't have to be any of those things to participate in this conversation here. This is really just a place for me to throw some stuff out there, all of us to reflect together. So I'll get right into it. Earlier today, I was doing some yard cleanup, basic dad weekend duty stuff. And here in Kentucky, uh, we live in a very beautiful place. I live in an older neighborhood with a lot of very big, tall oak trees. It's great. But a good chunk of the year, you're constantly fighting leaves. During the fall, it's all the time, and even during the spring, stuff comes down in the winter. So I was doing that today. And because our family's taking a vacation over spring break, I offered each of my kids, hey, you guys can get some spending money. Only one took me up on it to come out and help with my 8-year-old Jonah. And some of y'all know Jonah, and she is a unique kid. She's uh, super ADHD, super just very active, creative, likes lots of stimuli. And so when something like a leaf blower is around, oh man, that's lots of fun. So she wanted to come out and help. I said, okay. So we're getting going. And of course, she wants to use the leaf blower to blow things around, makes the noise, all that. And I found myself very quickly drifting towards kind of the low-key, ragey dad thing when we're like, just in the zone and gonna get this particular project or task done. So very focused on doing that anything that would keep me from it would make me really upset and annoyed. Even though I'd asked, hey, my kids, hey, come help. But the temptation, of course, being, well, if they don't help the right way, maybe that'll just drive me nuts. So I find myself with her just kind of horsing around with the leaf blower and not totally listening, and I was tempted. And I use that word temptation very intentionally, tempted to blow my top. You're not doing it right. But because I had an experience earlier in the week when I was very legitimately annoyed with this same kid and did blow my top, I said, okay, probably shouldn't do that today. Let's slow down for just a minute. What am I really doing here? Yes, I'm trying to get this leaf cleanup and this yard work stuff done while the sun's out and it's warm and everything. And yes, I want to get it done as quickly as possible to get back inside, watch some NCAA tournament games, all that stuff. That wasn't the only thing I was there to do. Because it was a time that my kid wanted to do something with me and wanted to try to be helpful in some way. Yes, there was the reward, but she was wanting to come out and participate. I wasn't just doing that task that was in front of me. I was actually tending to a relationship and showing her something about how it is that we work together, how we collaborate, how we invite others into what we're doing. And Jonah being a kid who is very creative, always has a vision for things, is very particular, and she really struggles sometimes if you're playing with her and you're not quite getting the vision of whatever she's doing. The scene she might be setting up with some stuffed toys or figures or whatever, she can really struggle with that. And so for me, if she didn't instantly do something right, or was horsing around a leaf blower and me blowing my top over that would have just kind of reinforced some bad patterns. And so I took a second to sit back and realize, okay, I'm doing a whole lot more here than just the task of the leaves in front of me. Another way to say this is that I was very, very present today to all the things that were going on. The task before me, the person who was with me, the relational dynamics, all those fun things. I would love to tell you I always do a good job of doing that. I don't. Earlier this week, I blew my top over something. Again, I was legitimately annoyed, but my choice to yell and blow my top over just wasn't great. I had to apologize for it later. But today I'd dealt with the the stuff that was annoying me. Took a deep breath and said, okay, all right, here's what you do with the leaf blower. Here's do this, and of course she's messing around for a minute and makes a big noise. But it wasn't. I mean, not 1 or 2 minutes on the clock until Jonah started realizing, well, you don't have to go full blast with this thing. In fact, you can do the shorter bursts or a little bit here and actually blow it into a pile. And she realized, oh, that was kind of fun too, to organize these things into a pile. And so because I gave her a little space to do that, she started realizing, okay, here's how I can actually accomplish this task. And it was kind of fun. And she started doing the thing I was wanting her to do in the first place. That wouldn't have happened if I had just been like, do it right this second or go away and don't bother Dad. I was doing more than just this one particular leaf task in front of me. I was actually tending to the relationship with my child. And so that just made me think. It made me think about sharing tonight about just being present to all the different things that are going on with us at any one moment. That's an exceptionally hard thing to do because we get so caught up in whatever's right in front of us. Maybe it's a task. Maybe it's just the heightened emotion or stress around a certain thing that just consumes all of our bandwidth and is really just, hard to deal with. It's very difficult to step back and recognize, okay, there's a bunch of stuff going on with me. Human beings, we're complex creatures. There's relational dynamics all around us. There's tasks in front of us. There's memories or other things that get triggered by the smallest little thing that come in and play with our thinking. And so to step back and recognize all those different things that could be going on in any of these moments is a really hard thing to do. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of trial and error. But in the moments when we are able to do that, we're able to recognize and name at least just a few of the things that are happening within us at any one moment, we're a lot better able to handle all the stuff in front of us and more positively react to all the stimuli and to make better choices, the things that are in front of us. Those of us that have gone through recovery programs have had the experience of going back and doing inventories about things and visiting moments we aren't exactly proud of and having to ask some really deep and hard questions about, what was it that led me there? What was it that drove that particular choice? What was often a fear and an insecurity that lay behind a certain thing that was so much bigger than just that one individual or one moment that we found ourselves in that turned out to be an absolute disaster. In my own career as well, as a local church pastor, now as a chaplain, that's something we always really have to do to check ourselves when we're with people in really often difficult, almost always very intimate moments of their lives, when a very hard transition could be happening. There could be all kinds of things going on around us. And we could get triggered by any number of things that's, this thing about this person, whether they're home or a certain way they talk about something, or it might remind me of my grandparents or another person that I knew years ago. And recognize that's all going on within me. And so, okay, that's there. I recognize that informs what I do, but I'm going to really focus just on being here and now with this thing. So being present in that moment also means being hyper aware and very present to myself and the complex inner reality that is going on inside me at any moment. Practicing presence is a hard thing. It's something we often fail at. It's very difficult to define, even. But it's something that enables us to be more self-aware, to grow, to learn from our mistakes, and hopefully progress toward being that best version of ourselves that we're always working towards. So as you go about your daily stuff this week, I encourage you, especially in moments that may get kind of tense, just take a second, take a step back. So what all is happening right now? What are all the different elements at play that are rattling around my brain? And what are the ones that are really important to tend to? And what are the ones that are just, a lot of noise? That are real and important, but might end up leading me down a road that is not so great. Might cause me to lose my temper. Or completely miss something important in front of me, or whatever the case may be. Take some time. Practice being present with yourself. It enables you to be more present with the others and the situations in front of you, and hopefully react in the best way and cultivate the best relationships and best outcomes you can. Those are my thoughts, such as they are, for this week. Hope everybody out there has a great week. Please drop any thoughts or questions, experiences you've had like that in the comments. As always, I wish you luck and strength and blessings as you work towards being the best version of you that you can be for those around you, because they're worth it. And as you work toward being the best version of you for you, because you're worth it. Good night, friends.